Hello, and a massive warm welcome to our Global Social Leaders Global Goals Week panel. I'm very excited to host today. We have four incredible global social leaders teams. We have our students, and we also have our lead teachers who are going to be sharing with you how they have embedded high impact service learning in their schools, how they have taken action on the global goals. And in doing so, they are catalyzing change in their school and in their community. I think this is going to be an absolutely fabulous session. I've seen what they're going to share, the stories they're going to share, and I think it will be really inspiring to teachers, educators, young people about the way that young people can and are taking action on the global goals. This session is being held today to celebrate Global Goals Week, which is this week. And the aim of this session is to inspire action on the global goals. Unfortunately, in the world, we're actually going backwards or have been going backwards on the global goals. And the aim is to achieve them by 2030. It's 2025, and we could say, are we going to achieve them? And the question is a challenging one because it's not looking likely. But instead of being negative about it, we think what we need to be doing is taking more action and also showcasing those that are taking action. And that's what we're going to be doing. And then thinking about how we and schools can support our young people to take more action on the global goals so we can create a brighter future for all. So that is what today is about. And I really hope that you're going to enjoy it. I also want to share with you a little bit about Global Social Leaders. This is a movement that I co-founded with Katie Granville-Chapman at Wellington College back in 2013, because we believed we need to have more socially conscious leaders who can create a more sustainable world. That mission that we started back then, I think, is even more important today. And we are so excited to have built an incredible movement of schools, young people, teachers, partners who together are working to support young people to take action on the issues of our time. Our goal and our vision is that we are going to create this movement and build it so that young people are able to be leaders in their lives and society. But one message which I have shared in a TEDx is that I asked this question: can young people change the world? I do believe the answer is yes, but I don't think they should have to do it alone. Just because they can take action, they should be supported, equipped, and enabled by, and that's the community that we're building to do that. Because I think as adults, we are responsible for many of the issues and we need to take action on them. And then we need to support our young people to make the difference matter. And that can be about how do we create space in our school timetables? How do we open up doors to enable them to do these projects? And our teams today will be sharing about the different partners and people. We've got lead teachers who are here today who are contributing their time to support their young people to take action on the global goals. And this is how we go about doing it. We've created a project-based learning program, which we enable schools to embed in their schools for 11 to 18-year-olds, where they organize projects in teams of 3 to 7, and is an opportunity for young people not only to take action, but to connect and learn from other young people around the world. And even today, they are going to be connecting and with other schools around the world. And in this group, we've got in the webinar, I can see different groups introducing themselves. Bangkok prep schools, I've just seen a join, so I'll give them a wave. And this is what I think is really important, that young people can see and be inspired by other young people taking action on the global goals. So throughout the year, we run live virtual sessions where everybody can connect. So today, this is our amazing panel. I'm only doing a quick intro because I want to get straight to our teams and let them share with you their stories. So we've got 4 global social leaders, schools who are going to be sharing their projects with you. So I'm now going to invite David to introduce our first group. And I'm going to hand over to him and then he will introduce his students. After each group, there'll be an opportunity to ask a question and you can put a question in the chat. And then we will do more Q&A at the end if we have time. But today's session is just 45 minutes. So it's going to be a short, sweet, packed session, which we hope will inspire you and your students to take action on the global goals. So I'm now going to invite David to then introduce himself, his school, and his team. David.
Thanks, John. Yeah, and I totally agree with the idea that like young people can help change the world. Sometimes when I'm like crazy busy, that can be something, or I push it down the list, and then I think, well, what's the point of teaching if we can't make that our priority? Anyway, so I'm David Larking. I'm from the UK, but I've been living in Colombia now for 16 years. I'm deputy head here at the Anglo-Colombiano. We've been involved with GSL for about 5 years. I'm quite hands-off. As I said, I'm very, very busy, but I'm there to kind of provide support, organization, things like that. And we've got lots of people in the community that help out. So I know the girls have been talking to Maurizio, who's head of SIR, which is social and environmental responsibility. So he helps them out a lot. And the great thing about GSL is that they provide so much support and feedback that really helps our students focus in what they're doing. So I'll pass over to the girls and they can introduce themselves.
So hello, my name is Salome. I'm 15 years old and I've lived in Colombia my whole life.
I'm Isabel, I've also lived in Colombia. I'm really excited to be here.
And I am Mariana.
All right, so we'll start with our SDG goals, what we did to tackle them, et cetera, et cetera.
So our project was about period and helping people, women that didn't have period education or the financial aid they needed for getting period products. We worked with 10 groups of recycling women, and as we talked with them, we noticed that they did not have constant pay, so they fell short of these period supplies. We basically worked with an organization that's named Prolana, and we worked with them to provide them with constant period aid.
Okay, whilst doing this, we also tackled education through social media throughout TikTok, in which we gained over 8,000 followers. With this, we created short videos in which we tried to explain periods and the period cycle, as well as the different period products that we used, so that women could receive this quality of education. We hope to continue growing this platform so we can have greater outreach within society.
All right, so we can pass on to the next slide. Okay, so we have like little advice for you all, for everybody that wants to start GSL. And our advice is that everybody has a story. They have struggles, passions, and it is up to us if we let that simmer or if we do something extraordinary with that. So there's no better way to demonstrate that you care and that you have interest and like put your interest into practice with an impactful action. So if you have an interest, something small, we really, really like encourage you to make it something big. All right, we can pass on to the next slide. And of course, we have our takeaways. Not everything will be perfect at first. You need to speak with your team. You need to do a lot of refining to your product. And nothing is really, I mean this, nothing is more powerful than united minds. You need to work with cause. You need to work with the cause. And you need to work with the cause and not for it.
We have to research because we can't solve a problem without understanding its nucleus. This is because maybe we have the best intentions of helping. We're not gonna be such an impactful help if we are doing like something separate from what they really need. What we're doing without research can help, but it will be so much more important if we do research to tackle a specific and maybe a bigger issue.
And of course, that's it. Like the next one is basically the nucleus of GSL, that our youth is so much more powerful than we actually think. We can do great, great things if we put our minds to it. And the last one
is that you should do something that comes from your heart. You should not be working on something that you think will have a greater impact just for the sake of it. You should try to do something that comes naturally to you and that you truly appreciate, because doing something that you like will have a much greater impact than doing something just for the sake of having an impact.
Great. And I'm going to add one more thing that I love about GSL is that they don't want new kind of projects every single year. They like the development of that project. So the girls are going to carry on with this project this year and try and improve it and push it out. And I think that's one of the great things about GSL. I think that's it from us. Thanks, John.
Brilliant. That was absolutely fantastic. And I'll just unmute you because I was just going to do one quick question and then just see if there is a question that comes up. But I was really interested in those takeaways. I think there's a lot of very profound thoughts in there that really are quite deep. I just wondered maybe if you could just say a bit more about nothing is more powerful than United Mind. Work with the cause, not for it. Because I think that's quite an important message. So I think you've kind of absorbed that, but I'm just interested if you could just say a little bit more about that as a concept and why you've kind of written that and that takeaway.
So when we were working like with the recycling women, we realized that working for them would not be enough. We needed to understand them. We needed to like have a similar mindset so our project could like reach them in the way that we wanted. So that like kind of united mindset is what actually like enabled us to give them like something that would actually impact their day-to-day lives and help them. And as well as like in our group, we needed to be in the same zone so we could like proceed, so we could get to more people, get to more recycling women, and overall just expand our impact. So that's like kind of why we wrote that.
Yeah, just to explain what who these recycling women are. So in Colombia, there's quite a lot of extreme poverty, and so there's quite a lot of people who more or less live on the street or in kind of shacks, and they go around going through the rubbish and looking for recycling. So getting plastic bottles, cardboard, and things like that, and that's how they earn their living. So obviously they don't have access to many resources, and the girls saw this as like an opportunity to support them.
Now, this recycling work is an extremely competitive work because each kilo of plastic or aluminum is worth certain amounts of money. Now, there is a problem in between this recycling community, which involve women and men, that the person that has more of whatever material is the one that's going to get more money. And they usually compete a lot. They will fight, they will rob. So it is very crucial to help them out with the things that they need.
Also, within these groups, they did not get paid all the time. Like sometimes they would grab recycling, but they would get paid for this recycling that they got a few weeks afterwards or some months afterwards, which would clearly limit their income and their possibilities of getting these resources that they needed.
Wow. Thank you. It's amazing just hearing you speak and the passion and also your sort of understanding and knowledge that's coming through. I think it's truly inspiring. So I'll say thank you. I'm now going to jump onto our next team. So I'm going to invite Joel, Chloe, Mariam, and Zara to take the spotlight. And Joel, did you want to introduce the team and then hand over to the students?
Yeah. So I'm Joel Kalandiaka from Malawi, a teacher from Malawi St. Andrews International School. We have been working on Global Goals project for quite a long time now. And even our school, we have embedded the Global Goals in our curriculum. And our aim, our main mission of the school is to be the leader of education in Africa. And I think this has been manifested by becoming the only group from Africa to win the Global Goals competition this year. So I'm really proud of the group. I'm really proud of the girls. And I think I'll leave it to the girls just to explain what the project was about.
Hi, so today we're gonna just give you an insider's view to our global social leaders, our global social leaders journey and our project, which we call the GOAT project. So rather than just sharing our outcomes, we're gonna talk you through what motivated us and how we connected with different sustainable development goals and what we learned from planning and executing it.
So
Next slide, please.
So my name is Mariam.
My name's Chloe.
And my name is Zara.
Next slide, please. Next slide. Yeah. So just to give you a kind of brief overview of our project. Oh, sorry, could you go back to the slide? Yeah, thank you. So just to give you a brief overview of our project, our motivation came mainly from seeing a very real problem in our own country. In Malawi, over 5.7 million people suffer from food shortages, and this makes it hard for children to focus in school or even attend school at all, especially on an empty stomach. So as a team, we felt very strongly that education should never be limited by hunger. Next slide.
Next slide, please. Thank you. For this reason, we chose to link quality education, SDG 4, and zero hunger, SDG 2. We didn't want to stop there, though. Since we are aware of the importance of sustainability, we also examined responsible consumption, SDG 12. Additionally, we included reduced inequalities, SDG 10, because many of the impacted children were from homes that were vulnerable and victims to a patrilineal system. Our goal was to address hunger in a way that will improve inequality and education over the long run, not just the short run. Next slide, please.
So once we had our vision, we started brainstorming. So planning became the next big step. We asked ourselves, how can we make this project real? So first we partnered up with the Sparkle Foundation, who are already working with vulnerable families in Zomba, a city in Blantyre. They helped us identify children who needed food support and families who could benefit from sustainable farming, which eliminated a huge barrier in this project, which is identifying these families and setting up a line of communication. Next, we organized a whole school fundraiser. We brought the school community together through carnivals, bake sales, and even football tournaments. So that week alone, we raised more than over 1 million kwacha, which is around $2,000. Next slide, please.
We used this money carefully. Some of it went into buying food items and school supplies, but more importantly, we invested in something sustainable, goats. We donated them to the poorest families that Sparkle Foundation could identify. These goats provided milk for children, manure for farming, and once they can reproduce, their kids are passed on to other families within the community. This multiplier effect meant that our project wouldn't just stop after our donation, it would keep growing. This can be seen in our success as we won awards for courage, creativity, impact, and overall for mixed education. Next slide, please. Looking back, the journey wasn't always smooth. We had to plan around our school schedules, coordinate fundraising, and make sure we kept the momentum across the many months of preparation. But in this process, we learned so much. We learned collaboration. For the first time, we worked with a large organization with multiple moving parts. Trying to navigate that as a child can be a bit scary. We learned communication, not only with parents and children in the community, but we were also invited to speak on national television about this project. And we learned leadership and empathy, understanding what families go through and realizing that we can play a role in supporting them.
Yeah, so our advice to other young people and teachers doing this, first of all, it's find your passion. Start with what you care about the most. For us, it was hunger and education in our own community. Then, tie multiple global goals together. A lot of struggle, we realized, is interconnected. Therefore, it's inefficient to only focus on one. And your project will be more stronger if it addresses more than one. Partner with organizations that already know the community, because you can't do everything alone. And finally, think long term. A short-term donation helps, but sustainability is what changed lives.
For us, this project was a lesson in sustainability, growth, and hope for families who wanted the same thing that we all want, the chance for our children to go to school and build a better future. Thank you. Next slide, and if anyone has any questions, please go ahead.
Wow, thank you. I mean, that was absolutely amazing and so inspiring, and just hear, I suppose, how much you fundraised, but also then how you invested it and how you partnered with different organizations. There was lots of different elements, I think, sort of shared there that I think is, you know, important to take away. I suppose one question I have is just what your biggest challenge was from doing this. Yeah.
Okay. We did have a challenge. We had a bit of a setback because our original plan, if you remember from the earlier webinars this time last year, our earlier plans was to do a sunflower-based project. We were going to use sunflower oil and do that, but we encountered a setback in the fact that we could not do that project. So we had to recalibrate everything. We started from scratch, but the team worked hard and we actually did get through that. It was very intimidating, though. The moment he told us, oh, actually, that's not going to work out. All our work, where is it gone? But we got over that, I think.
Yeah. I think because we were so focused on trying to get it to be the most sustainable project we could do, we needed to rethink and reassess our priorities.
I like that, and I think, yeah, important message.
Yeah.
I've got a question here from Bandita in the chat. She just was saying, what surprised you most when you started working on the project?
I think just the amount of inequality that we saw. Obviously, we come from very privileged positions, and so the foundation that we're working with, Sparkle, they gave us an opportunity to see that there is very stark inequality, and it's not just numbers. These are actual people who suffer from hunger, who can't go to school because they're hungry, don't have school supplies. And so I think that kind of really startled us. And I think it was a great driver and a great motivator to kind of move forward.
Yeah, we go to, I feel, one of the best schools in Africa, but then we have to remember what we're surrounded by. As one of the poorest countries in the world, we are surrounded by inequality.
Yeah.
Yeah, an absolutely important message. And I think, yeah, it's amazing the work that you're doing and the understanding that you had. Got a few more questions coming in. I might have to come back to those because they are to make sure we hear from all the different teams. But there are also some analyst notes that we're getting where it was just saying, congratulations on riding the wings of ambition. Keep on riding them. So there were some messages that we got that haven't necessarily come through to you guys. I'm gonna now invite team Svitlo to join us, and then they're going to introduce theirs. So I'm just going to replace the spotlight, invite Yulia to join us, and then I'm going to add your team as well to the spotlight as well. So Yulia, do you want to kick off and introduce Svitlo School, and then we'll hand over to the students to join
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much, John, for the invitation. First of all, well done to the teams and the schools who have had the chance to speak already. My name is Yulia Kosko. I'm the founder of Svitlo Education. It's a charity which is based in the UK, but we cater for children in Ukraine. So we're an online school of extracurricular. So all our students join us after their Ukrainian schools in the afternoon. And we're very lucky to be part of GSL for third year this year. First year we had one project, which was called Svitlo Reads. And the second year they carried on with their initiative, and we had 3 more teams that joined us. I'll mention a little bit about Svitlo Reads because we don't have a representative today with us for Svitlo Reads, but it's an amazing initiative that our pupils started. And the idea is very simple. I think it's next slide, John, if you don't mind. The idea is very simple. We collect books in English in the UK from schools. Wellington College, another school of GSL, has collected over 2,000 books last year. And then also private people, like individuals and companies, also collected some books. We ship them to Ukraine, and then the whole team of Svitlo students goes through them, sorts them out, and then places them in schools, bomb shelters in Ukraine, because obviously it's the middle of the war now, hopefully the end of the war, but there's lots of time when children have to spend in bomb shelters in Ukrainian schools. The next two projects that we are going to talk about today, Alexandra and Anastasia will tell you more about. Over to you, girls.
Yeah, right. So I'm here to talk about my experience working in a team with Circle of Care project. And to start with, I want to tell you that I worked in a team of 7 people, and we decided to create something that would be really relevant for our Ukrainian students. And one common problem for most of the teenagers is lack of spaces and places where they can share their own experience and ideas, not being afraid of being judged. And we decided to create some kind of safe place. And we created Instagram account, we created Telegram channel, and the main idea of our project was to hold different meetings where all of the teenagers could join us and tell us more about their thoughts, about their experience, about their ideas. And we've held 5 meetings so far with different interesting topics. And one really important topic was about our Ukrainian education, and we asked them about their opinions, their ideas, how we can improve that, what we can change. So it means a lot for us when we as Ukrainian teenagers, when we have an opportunity to change something, to share our ideas. And actually, I want to tell you more about my personal experience, because I think it was almost my first time working in a team. I didn't have any previous experience before, and I was a little afraid because I didn't know how to handle everything, because during the project implementation, we had some obstacles. We didn't know how to take the video, how to create a final report. So we had a lot of support tips from the GSL members, from the Svitlo members, and then we could do everything on time. It was a little hard, but still we were very happy, because when we saw that everything's completed, we just felt that pleasure, because we could explain our idea. We got a lot of support, some relevant tips, and then we also were really surprised because we had an opportunity to implement our project. So it was not only about creating an idea, it was about creating something that is existing. And we also got a lot of positive feedbacks from our participants, and most of them even asked us about our further meetings. And it means a lot to us, because we know that we are doing something that people really need. And most of the younger students, who are like from 10 to 12, they told us that it was really important for them to find a place where they could share their ideas, because the main obstacle nowadays is that we do not have a lot of places, just because of the war, because of the COVID. So it was really hard for us to find the place where we are free with our opinions, with our ideas. And it was important for us to create something, some kind of place where you're not afraid to express your emotions, your feelings, your ideas, and that's it. Also, we created Instagram accounts so everyone could stay updated with our meetings, with our important tips, because on our Instagram we also posted some of the tips and advices which you can use to improve your well-being. And just some of the students connected us to have a small talk about their life, about their experience, and it was important for us to hear those kind words that what we are doing truly matters to them.
Well done. Thank you so much, Alexandra. Anastasia, do you want to tell us about the burnout escape?
Of course, of course. So hi everyone. I'm Anastasia. I'm a student of Svitlo School, and thanks to the Global Social Leaders Program, our journey with Burnout Escape began. So we worked as a team of 5 people, and I believe that burnout is something many teenagers face: stress, endless tasks, pressure. Most don't know how to deal with it, and poor mental health affects not only of studies, but also relationships and even lives. That's why we created Burnout Escape, to raise awareness and show that there is always a way out. So through social media and our website, we share tips, real stories, and even created an interactive burnout quiz to help teens recognize their state and find the solutions. For us, it was more than just a project. It was growth, teamwork, and learning to support each other. And Burnout Escape is a safe space and a reminder that your health and well-being matter. And burnout is not the end, it's a signal. And with the right tools, it can be a new beginning. And I can say, like, with confidence, we joined this project with great enthusiasm and desire. And I encourage everyone to take part in GSL and to promote our own project and ideas. It's an unforgettable experience, and GSL is not just about projects, it's about self-development, responsibility, and of course the power of youth to make a real difference. Thank you for listening.
Thank you. I mean, that was absolutely wonderful. Yeah, I didn't jump onto the next slide for you, so I didn't know if you wanted to say anything more on this one before I did.
Maybe I will just say that if any schools hesitate, I think, as Anastasia said, just join, and it's amazing experience working in a team, and actually that feel-good factor at the end is very hard to beat, I think, as well, when you know that you're doing something meaningful.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic. And just to say Alexandra, you put your hand up, so
yeah, I just wanted to add some words about these tips that you can see on the screen right now. So the one that really speaks to me, it's the first one: don't wait until the deadlines, because we faced this problem. We thought that it would take us approximately a few days to finish the final report, the final video, but it took more. And I even decided to stay at home on Friday to finish the final report, because it was my zone of responsibility, and I was working the whole day on the report. So we wrote the text together. Then girls sent it to me, and I was responsible to create the final report, like to create a design and to write everything down. And it took me almost 1 day, but it was great experience, because I found out some of the tips that really helped me recently, because I'm studying in the university right now, and I found out some of the relevant tips that you can use while completing your university projects and other projects. So I think that GSL project, GSL was really relevant for me, just because I took a lot from that and I use this right now. So the experience the experience that I got before I can use right now. And also to talk about learn from others, it also speaks to me, to my team, because we had a lot of discussions with other teams, with our Svitlo team from Svitlo Reads, and they told us which way is better to take a video, what we can do to improve our idea, and it helped a lot. So these two tips, they are really important. In my case, they were.
Thank you. And did I see another hand going up? Anastasia, did you want
Yeah,
to
it was
give that final word?
mine,
Yeah.
and yeah, we just
Yeah.
like talked with the same problems of final report because like I wrote it, but we had another issue that we couldn't submit it. So and we had just like 1 hour of the finals, and we didn't know what to do, and we tried to submit it, and finally we got the submission, and we passed everything.
Fantastic. And I think, you know, this is real world experience, and for any organizations that have like done funding bids, we've done a lot. You know, I've got some in 5 minutes to the deadline. It's not. So if you can learn this message and sooner or later, and I think the other big message, I think, is not just on the final report, but on the project and everything. The more energy you put in at the start, the easier it is. And the more you can gather your team at the start and get aligned, the easier a project is to flow. We've got lots of questions coming in. We may keep going for a few more minutes after the end of the webinar so we can see if we can address as many as we can. But I'm going to move on to our next team. So I'm going to say a big thank you to Svitlo. And also to say to you before I move on to the next team, there's lots of nice messages came into the panelists, and one of them was just saying about teenagers suffering from identity crisis. So creating a safe space to express themselves is really creative and shows a sense of empathy. So kudos to you. So some really nice messages coming in about your projects. And now it's quite late in the day for our team in Bangkok. I think it's probably like 8 o'clock in the evening. So I am now going to invite Molly and the team. So I'm going to spotlight them in a sec and then invite them to introduce themselves. So I'm going to replace the spotlight, and then I'm going to be inviting them to join in just a sec and introduce themselves. I'm just looking for everybody on the screen. So just give me 1 sec while I swap from Svitlo's Canva to our slides, and then I'll reshare with your slides so that you'll be ready to go. So it's going to be Ella and Ivy. So I'll just bring you up, Ella, as well. So hopefully now you are both spotlighted, and then I will be bringing up your slides, and then it's over to you guys.
So, hello everyone. Good evening from Thailand. My name is Ella, and I'm currently in year 11 at Wellington College International School, Bangkok, and I'm joined today by Ivy, who is also in year 11. So, a quick intro on our school. Our school, Wellington College International School, Bangkok, is a British international school located in Bangkok, Thailand, and is actually a sister school of Wellington College in the UK. So we joined the Global Social Leaders Program because we wanted to take action and raise awareness in our community about the plastic waste in the Chao Phraya River because it's truly devastating. And Ivy will elaborate on our project in a bit. So for us, one of the highlights of our project was pitching to over 100 business leaders about our project at a university. Of course, we were nervous as it was our first time doing something like this, but it was incredibly motivating to see adults really listen and support our ideas as well, because it really proved to us that even our voices as students can lead to real change. And at the end of the event, we ended up raising 342,000 baht, or around 8,000 pounds for our cause.
Thank you so much, Ella. My name is Ivy, and I'm also from Wellington College. So I'll be sharing an overview of our project Namjai, what we've achieved so far, and what we're looking forward to doing next. So our project is called Namjai. In Thai, Namjai directly translates to generosity or kindness, but it also combines the word Nam, which is water, and Jai, which is heart. We chose this name because our project focuses on protecting Thailand's rivers, and we believe that real environmental action has to come straight from the heart. So Thailand generates around 3 million tons of plastic waste every year, and about 4,000 tons flows into the Gulf of Thailand through the Chao River. And this river is not only a huge part of Thai culture, but it's also the lifeblood of more than 30 million people. Seeing how polluted it was made us want to act. So our goal was to raise awareness, take action, and support long-term solutions. To achieve this, we partnered with Everways, which is a German-based organization that basically collects plastic waste from rivers before it reaches the ocean. And we also partnered with universities and local schools as well. Through Namjai, we address these 3 global goals. So we address SDG 4, which is quality education, through our student workshops. SDG 13, which is climate action, by tackling plastic waste and raising awareness. SDG 14, which is life below water, by preventing plastic pollution from reaching the ocean in the first place. And with the funds we've raised, we were able to help Everways remove around 2,000 kilograms of waste from the Chao River. And ever since the competition, we've continued our project by leading workshops, including one at a university and one at a riverside island community. And we will continue to do so going forward. This has been one of the most meaningful parts of our entire project because we could really see students just becoming passionate about these issues themselves and being genuinely curious about this and really wanting to learn.
So some key takeaways we've had on this journey is we've learned how to communicate efficiently, especially with adults in a more professional setting, how to manage such a big project, and how powerful collaboration can truly be. And we're planning to continue this project far beyond GSL, and we really hope to inspire more young people to act on what they're passionate about too. So one of the key pieces of advice that we have that really resonates with us is don't be afraid to reach out and collaborate with others, because we emailed companies, nonprofit organizations, universities, and so much more. And at first, while we were really scared that they wouldn't take us seriously as students, they were actually all excited to support youth-led projects. And if you are truly passionate about your project and what you believe in, there will always be people who share the same beliefs as you and are more than willing to work with you as well. So sometimes these connections are really what leads to great opportunities and helps you go far beyond what you thought you could achieve. So just be brave. Thank you.
That was absolutely fantastic and a really important message there. And I think that thing of just saying, share your passion and people will come with you. And there are people out there that want to help you. And I think actually that's the hope and belief that we have to have and bring to the world. Because I think we can get caught up in thinking that no one wants to change the world. But actually there are so many people that do. So we can sort of really inspire action by being passionate, and then that passion I think inspires others. And I think that is one of the benefits of youth, is actually you've got this passion and then people can almost reconnect that and kind of go, actually yes, and then they get the energy as well. So we are shortly coming up to the end of our time, but we will stay on and keep the webinar open be another sort of few more minutes. We also want to be able to release the students back to the end of their days as well, because it is late in the day or early in the day, depending on where we are. But if people do have a question, pop it into the chat. What I almost just want to kind of say to everybody who, if in case anybody does need to depart now, that because we're just coming up to our time, that as you've kind of heard, they've been on a journey where they've been exploring the problems and the issues and taking action. And this is how we believe we embed social action and the goals. And we invite schools to join us. So if you are new to GSL on this call or watching it back, we are an amazing community, as you kind of hear today, amazing students and teachers, and we would love for you to join us. And to say that this year we're also launching an EPQ where students can get academic credit for doing their GSL project. That's for sixth formers. And I suppose the other thing to say is there is a toolkit online about hope from the Global Goals, the official Global Goals toolkit. And this is the toolkit that I would encourage any new schools to GSL or the Global Goals to kind of explore and think about how do we create hope in our world. Whilst I'm just saying this last sort of bit, if you've got any questions for any of the panels, please do pop it into the Q&A box, and then we're going to go back to those panels. But I suppose I wanted to just share these kind of couple of quotes. And one of them that jumps out at me from Jane Goodall is, people think hope is wishful thinking, and actually hope is about action. And I think we've heard about incredible action from our young people, Ivy and Ella, who have still got spotlighted, and I'm going to bring up the other students in a minute and spotlight you guys too. But the action you take, your passion, that has inspired others to take action. And I think that's where hope does turn into creating a brighter world. So we've got a few quotes and messages coming in. So 4 inspirational projects, amazing commitment, reflection, many thanks all. I'm now going to start spotlighting all of our other panelists and bring you guys back up. So I'm just inviting you back up so that you guys can also see each other and one another. And I hope you've also, the goal of some of this as well is I also like you guys to be inspired by each other. So when I hold these webinars and you get to listen to each other, and I suppose my invitation to you is also that you, as different teams and projects, you can reach out and connect. So I'm just going to take a couple of messages and then questions, and then see who wants to jump in on it, and then I'll invite Connie to close the room. But I think one big question was just how did your school support you came in? So I just don't know if maybe David and your team, do you guys want to kick off of what support you had? I know David likes to say that he leaves it all to them, but yeah, I think they're messaging. Would anybody like to jump in on that? Ella or Ivy, while you're all there, or just see or Mariam and team? Oh. Just make sure to unmute yourselves and then you can answer. Who wants to go first? I think David's there. Yeah.
Yeah, if you want to quickly say.
All right. So, okay, within our school, we think that the greatest support that we had was Mr. Larkin, because he helped us mold our project and find out in what aspect we wanted to focus it on. So we had the idea of definitely recyclers, but we didn't know exactly how to execute our project. So he truly helped us find how we should talk to them, how we should approach them, and gave us the ideas of talking to communities that we knew. So for example, Pocalana, Isabel already had various connections with them. So this way we were able to execute our project.
Okay, I think that also Mr. Larkin was a great help, because at the beginning of the project, we were really eager to start it, and we started having this really impossible ideas. Mr. Larkin was there to guide us through those ideas and make them the impossible possible. So we were thinking too big for what we could execute.
Yeah, it's definitely much more the girls doing almost everything. I just give a few words of advice. That's all I did. But they're very kind. Sorry to say I've got to run because I've got something else. But thanks so much. It's amazing.
Thank you so much.
Well,
thanks.
Thank you guys, and we'll say goodbye to you. And I will let those guys go. And then if any of the other teams briefly wants to kind of jump in and say what support you had, then or any sort of final comment that you want to share. And then we will then need to close the room. As I said at the start, short and sweet, but I think definitely it's been a sweet and inspiring session that I hope that has been very special. Who would like to say a final word? Ivy and Ella. Ella, would you like to just Mariam actually and team? Yeah, over to you guys. You've got your hand up.
So I think our school really helped us, and like our teacher who been supporting us with this project since the very beginning. She really helped us conquer our self-doubt. And at first, we really didn't know whether our project would actually like work out in the long run. Like in the end, we didn't know like really what we were doing at the start. But now we learned that it's less about the actual result and more about that process. And we learned that just like actually starting and taking initiative is probably one of the most important things to do.
Thank you, Ivy. It was a little bit difficult to hear you, but I think we got the message. I'm now going to hand over to Mariam, and then we'll close out with Team Svitlo, and then I'll invite Connie to close the room. So go for it.
You can start.
Yeah, so thank you so much. I think we have had, I think, 3 years of doing this project, and we have enjoyed a lot. The kids have enjoyed a lot, and also the school has supported us a lot. For example, they have given us a chance once in a year to conduct what we call the Charity Week, a week where we can raise awareness. And our main aim has been on not getting the money, but raising awareness. And also, as I already said, we have embedded the global goals in the curriculum, which is helping us a lot. And Mariam?
Yeah, I think the school was really helpful as a team because they gave us transport. Mr. Karanjeka helped connect us to Sparkle, which was a big jumping point. And that was how we kind of got into the flow of the project and were able to access communities that were in need. And so I think the school was a really huge help in that.
Fantastic. Thank you. And then I'll just hand over to Svitlo to close this out. Alexandra or Anastasia, do you want to go next?
Yeah, sure. So I think that we got a lot of support and help from our Svitlo teachers and also from another Alexandra. She helped us to create an idea to work on it. And she also gave us some of the advice how we can improve the idea so others are more interested in joining to the team, to the project. And also recently we had a meeting with our Svitlo teachers. They all work in different fields, and it was important for us to hear their advice because some of them work in business fields, some of them work in some psychological spheres, and they told us their feedback on our projects, how we can support our teenagers in better way, what we can do, like different other topics which will be relevant and interesting for our teenagers. And also our teacher from business class, he told us the way how we can work in the team, because we mentioned that we had some problems with the deadline, and he gave us some of the advice how we can work on it. So next time it's not a problem with deadlines, because we were in rush. We couldn't. So we spent a lot of hours just working on the final report, and he told us that we should. It would be better to start earlier, so we can work less, but we still have more time to finish the deadline. And we got a lot of feedbacks from them, and actually it helped us because the next time when we had our meeting in the team, we've discussed that and we realized what was our mistake, and it's all about experience, so we are not going to make the same mistake next time.
Fantastic learning. So Anastasia, I'll just invite you to do final couple of sentences to close us out. Your final takeaway doesn't have to be to the question, but over to you.
Yeah, thank you so much. So I'm definitely support and agree with Alexandra's speech, and Svitlo School has becoming a light for our GSL project, because it's not just a place of like learning, but a community where young Ukrainians find hope, support, and strength. By opening its doors to us, the school gave our project something priceless, like real space where we could meet teenagers who know what emotional exhaustion feels like and who are ready to share like their voices. And here we were able to listen, to learn, and to try our ideas. And an atmosphere of trust and care, and the tutors and mentors of Svitlo School gave us guidance, showing us how education can heal and inspire, while the students remind us why our work matters, because behind every statistic there is a real human story. And thanks to Svitlo School, our project is not just theory, but a living initiative that touches hearts, brings comfort, and provides that even in the hardest times, light will always shine through. So thank you so much.
Wow, that's so inspiring. I'd just like to say a big thank you to all of our panelists, to our lead teachers for supporting you, our schools, our students for sharing your message today. Those final words from Anastasia, really, this light shining through, I think that's just something. And I think just in the chat, it was actually from one of the students, she was saying, lovely. They were saying how lovely to hear the projects, keep up the good work. And I suppose that's my message to all of you, keep up the good work. And to any schools joining us, we encourage you to come and join us. This is an incredible community taking action, and we would love to invite you. And Jerry as well, I've seen in the chat, has shared a tool which we'll share in our with our students as well. So thank you. And yeah, one of the guests just said best wishes to the students, fantastic global work, ride the wings of ambition. We love seeing all the amazing projects. So there's, yeah, lots of lovely messages. We've gone over, but I think it was definitely worth it. A big thank you, and thank you, Connie and Vandita, for supporting the session. And now I'm going to say goodbye to you all, but we will see you all very soon. Thank you, guys, and thank you for this very special session. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.